Hello guys, and welcome to our last challenge. So hopefully in this last month that we spent together, you guys are going to take this with you and continue to practice, right? And here we are in video because I did receive a few messages from many of you saying that you guys love the audio, but for some reason you miss seeing my face. So of course the last one we're going to do it in video, even though you're looking at an extremely tired face. Here we are present, right? So basically the last thing I wanted to talk about today is kind of like just being general, right? So when we take a look at our I self, just understand that our I self is our ego self. Understand that it's never going to stop, right? It's never going to stop telling us we're late, or we don't deserve this, or you don't do enough. It's never going to stop glorifying busy. It's always going to make you feel that if that one day comes that you want to take a break, that you want to read a good book, it's always going to be active, right? But the key here, and the last thing I'm talking about here, is going to be meditation. I've stayed away from the whole topic the whole entire month, and those of you that's been with me for a few years know that my nickname I hear is the meditation police, but today we are talking about meditation. Meditation is the most important part of learning to ease away from the I self, to kind of allow it to be in autopilot, because that's what it is. It's always constantly going. It's never going to stop. Now, meditation is the number one tool because we learn to accept it going in the background. We just don't feed it, right? So meditation is our last challenge. Now there's different types of meditation. You can meditate in a guided meditation. You can meditate with music. You can meditate going for a walk in nature. You can meditate laying down, sitting up. There is really no perfect way to meditate. A lot of people say, I cannot sit in this position. Hey, not many of us like to sit like this. A lot of times you can meditate just laying down, focusing on your breath. A lot of times you could just go for a walk and just focus on the things around you. Now, meditation is amazing. Of course, it's a practice, right? And it takes some time to master it, but it can be mastered. The reason why meditation plays a key role with the inner monologue is because we're focusing on something else. Now, meditation always brings you to the moment, and that's why breathing is very important when you meditate. And when I say breathing, I know a lot of you say, well, we're always breathing, but I mean maintaining a rhythm. When you are focusing on breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, you are putting your focus on those breaths. So nothing exists anymore except you telling yourself when I need to breathe in, when I need to breathe out. Of course, this breathing has to be comfortable. You don't want to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and make yourself dizzy, right? But by doing this, it's going into meditation with no expectations. So anytime I go into meditation, I'm not expecting my mind to be quiet. And that's what a lot of people think. A lot of people think, well, when I meditate, isn't the goal to get your mind to be quiet? But no, because that's literally impossible. Even when you sleep, the mind and the subconscious comes through in dreams. So you will see a lot of times when you've been stressed, when you're stressing about something, when you're really anxious about something, you will have nightmares. Nightmares sometimes about the things that you're stressed about, only because it's still active, right? So when you meditate, I want you to focus on your breath. Now, another thing that you can do is continue to work with daily affirmations, especially when the I self kicks on. Usually your I self will kick on as soon as you open your eyes. Before you get out of bed, before you brush your teeth, before you make your morning glory coffee, it always kicks on, and I want you to start seeing that as that's not very fair, right? Before I make my coffee, I should not be dealing with this inner monologue. I don't want to be dealing with this inner monologue. I want silence, and I want to make my coffee, and I want to brush my teeth, and I want to breathe and just take a moment before the madness of the day begins. So tell yourself that whatever works for you is what I want you to do. If the inner monologue is constantly going, then you're just going to take a deep breath and focus on something something else. Bring yourself out of the ego and focus on the moment. So if my inner monologue, let's say right now, was going off, right? You got to finish this. You got to go do this and this and this and this. I'm going to find something in my room and I'm going to focus on it. So I'm in the witchery. Obviously, I would choose a crystal and just focus on that crystal. And visualization is also a key to get out of the monologue. Now, when we begin to step out of the monologue is a whole new world, right? Because a lot of times you will realize, I really have nothing to be stressed out about right now. And because we are so used to always running under stress every single day, every minute of the day, you are going to feel almost like a stranger. And that feeling of not being stressed because finally I'm not listening to this voice might make you feel uncomfortable. And the thing that you will notice is that because you're programmed to work with stress, to work with anxiety, you're going to find something quickly to stress about. And it could be the whole feeling of, oh my gosh, I have nothing to stress about. This is like a bad omen. Something's going to happen. We tend to call that the calm the calm before the storm. And I always tell people, why do you have to think like that? If you get a moment where you find yourself stress-free, whether it's a minute, 5 minutes, an hour, why not enjoy it? Why are we always waiting for something else? Why are we always finding something to do? And that is a mistake. Anytime we have some downtime, what do? Instead of saying, oh, I'm going to watch that show, I'm going to watch that movie, I'm going to read that book. No, we're like, oh, I should clean the walls in the hallway. And then we just start coming with all these crazy ideas. Because for some reason we don't know how to be still. And I want you, this last challenge is all about meditation and enjoying the stillness. Understanding that in being still, there's wisdom. And I know you might think, okay, so you want me to do nothing. That's not the point. The point is that it's quite almost impossible for someone to be still and be comfortable. It's almost like putting a nervous person in a room full of people. They're either going to walk out or begin to chatter and talk about nothing because they cannot stand the silence in the room. Why? Because the inner monologue is in there saying, oh, these people are quiet, they're looking at me, they're judging me, I'm going to break the silence. I got to talk about something. All right. And then we regret everything we said. We're like, oh my gosh, I didn't be quiet. What are they going to think? It's the same thing. I want you to 5 minutes a night, and don't tell me you don't have time. None of us have time according to our ego selves. Time is just, we're so busy, right? I want you to get out of that whole thought process. If you have 10 to 15 minutes to constantly pay attention to your ego, then you do have 5 minutes every night. Now, what I want you to do in these 5 minutes is be completely still. You can meditate, or you could be there completely still. No journal, no reading, no thinking, none of that. So let it all be in the background. And I want you in those 5 minutes to just focus on being in the moment. So focus on the now. So how do I do that? I look around. Where am I right now? I'm in the witchery. My dog's right there. Right? And I get to look around. Oh, my tarot's over there. And it's so simple. And people are like, really, that's what you want me to do? But when we learn to find comfort in our stillness, we are beginning to break from the I self because we're being still. Because I am not going to react to my mind that's telling me I should go do laundry. This is a waste of time. And usually that's how we see anything that has to do with ourselves. We're always available for other people. It's never a waste of your time, even if you don't want to do it. It's never a waste of your time. But it always seems that based on all my clients, and that's over 1,000 people, I get the whole, oh, it's a waste of my time, or I can't work with self-love. What am I supposed to do? I'm so tired that when I get home, I don't want to deal with anything. That's not an option. You have to deal with yourself. You have to learn how to enjoy the stillness in order to break away from the I self. So this week, I want you, and every week and every day for the rest of your life, continue to monitor that I self. Continue to take 2 to 3 minutes and really listen to all the shenanigans that go on in our minds. I really want you to also focus on meditating. Meditation, try to take 10 minutes. If you can't give me every day, find a way to give me every day. Try to take 10 minutes of meditation. Now, you can't do that, then give me 5 minutes of pure stillness. But I want you to start making yourself a priority. As soon as you do that, and as soon as you become present, and as soon as you really start practicing this, I promise that you will email me 6 months from now, 4 months from now, saying, oh my gosh, it's like a whole different, I'm like a whole different person. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our time together. Our next challenge, if you haven't signed up, begins today, I think today or tomorrow. And that is the Hex Your Anxiety. And we're going to be talking all about anxiety, a little bit of the inner monologue, as well as exercises, to just kind of ease down on that worry, usually about the future, right? So I hope that you guys have an amazing night. Thank you for joining me in this challenge. I love you all. So lots of love and light to you all, and blessed be. Bye-bye.